Hello, peeps. This is the Hillbilly Halfwit. How are you today? And what we're going to do today is go through a Freedom of Information letter that was sent to the Welsh Assembly. I hope Gareth Wyn Jones doesn't mind me doing this. He put it up earlier on Facebook, and I could see it was lies, the reply. So I thought I'd go through it in detail and show you exactly how they're lying in this. So let's have a look at the letter. That's the Freedom of Information Request letter that was sent to the Welsh Government. Thank you for your request I received on 18th July 2025. You asked how much net zero is going to cost Wales, how much net zero is going to cost every individual and household, what plans the Welsh Government have got in place to implement net zero. Our response: following your search of our paper and electronic records, I've established that the information you require is not held by the Welsh Government. There's a great deal of uncertainty inherent in estimating future costs associated with long-term emission targets, particularly due to the considerable uncertainty around the cost and development of future low-carbon technologies, as well as uncertainty around the future actions of government, business, and other social groups and individuals. Therefore, it's not possible to answer how much net zero is going to cost Wales, how much it will cost every individual household. The Climate Change Committee published its most recent advice for Wales in May 2025, outlining an updated and balanced pathway to meet net zero by 2050. The committee's pathway for Wales suggests that the net cost of meeting net zero by 2050 is around 0.4 of GDP per year. So they're using that as the UK. They're not saying it is Wales, considerably lower than previous estimates of 1 to 2% of GDP. These costs are likely to be shared between the Welsh and UK governments, the private sector, investors, and citizens. So let's go to the next bit of it. What plans have the Welsh Government got in place to implement net zero? The Welsh Government is currently working towards producing the next decarbonisation plan covering the period 26 to 30, which is due to be published next year. Basically, what they're doing then is they're going to try and reduce our car usage and remove sheep off the hills, whatever. So that's what it is. You can read that yourself. So I've just gone through here and gone through ChatGPT to ask Whale. Hold on, yeah. Give me a second to just get this back up. There we are. So I've been through this before, and so we're going to go in detail now. This is not going to be a long video because it's easy to prove that that was all lies. So here we are. This is what I say to ChatGPT, which is an unbiased thing. Can you please do me a conclusion on the above in simple terms, showing the total percentage of 4.8 billion climate spending in Wales against the obvious lies given in the two Freedom of Information replies? That's obviously not what they're saying. So here's what ChatGPT says. Obviously unbiased conclusion: climate spending vs Freedom of Information claims. The Welsh Government's own budget shows climate-related spending of around 4.8 billion per year. So that's 4,800 billion per year, with a total annual budget of 21 billion. That's roughly 23% of all the spending in Wales. Is nearly £1 in every four has been spent on the climate in Wales. Yet in two separate Freedom of Information replies, they claim that they do not hold information on the total cost of net zero. The cost is only 0.4 of GDP per year, about 371 million, they say, a figure from the Climate Change Committee that's over 10 times smaller than their own climate-related spending. This is a blatant mismatch. Actual budget lines show climate spending in billions. Freedom of Information response downplay it to a few hundred million, using percentage of GDP, vague and shared cost, avoiding a plain cash figure. In simple terms, the numbers of the budget and the numbers they give to the public don't match by billions. They are hiding the real cost of playing word games to make it look far smaller than it is. It asked me to put in a pie chart. So this is what the Welsh Government claim they're spending is 7.2%, and what they're actually spending is they're missing 92.8%. So here is a pie chart. It shows just how tiny the Freedom of Information claim cost, 371 million, is compared to the actual climate-related spending in the Welsh budget, which is 4,800 million, so 4.8 billion. So it's a huge difference. Over 92% of the real cost is missing from the freedom of information narrative, making the public believe it's far smaller than it is. So then I say, can you put the total Welsh budget, so of 21 billion, in a pie chart, including the 4.8 billion, to show the truth? Sorry, my dog is pissing me off here today. So this is the pie chart of the total spending in Wales there. So 22.9% of the total spending in Wales is for the clermit. And so here's a full Welsh budget pie chart. It shows clermit-related spending at 22.9% of the total annual budget, which is far higher than the tiny 0.4 GDP figure given in the Freedom of Information replies. This makes the scale of the real cost crystal clear. So there we are. You can see it. So let me just see now. So can you divide the hold on, yeah, 4.8 billion between the total number of in Wales and how much money that is per household. See if that comes up. God knows if that'll come up. Yeah, let's break it down step by step. The number of households in Wales, the latest data from 2023 from the Office for National Statistics shows Wales is around 1.39 million households. Clermit spending per household. Good God. That's quite unreal, isn't it? So the answer is about £3,454 per household per year is being spent on clermit related projects in Wales. My council tax is 2,700. Good God. If you like, I can do it. So they're claiming they're only spending £267 per household, and what they're actually spending is £3,454 per household in Wales on the clermit. So that's £1 in every, was that every 4 or every 5? Where did I put that? Yeah, £1 in every 4 spent is spent on the clermit spending in Wales. So there we are. You've seen it there in black and white, all done properly. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And I don't know if this will go up, but we will try. Ta-da.